When I caught my wife cheating, I calmly packed my entire life, told her I wouldn't interfere with her happiness, and left, ignoring her desperate pleas. But 5 years later, her phone lit up at midnight, a name I didn't recognize, a message I wasn't supposed to see. I can't stop thinking about you. Tomorrow, same place. She didn't know I was awake. I'd been lying there, staring at the ceiling, drowning in the silence that had settled between us these last few months. The kind of silence that doesn't come from comfort, the kind that comes from secrets. I didn't move, didn't breathe. I let her lock her screen and turn away. And I lay there, eyes open, heart steady, feeling something inside me harden. The world didn't collapse, it froze. I understood in that instant that the marriage was over. Not with rage, not with tears, with clarity. I would not scream, I would not beg, I would not give her the satisfaction of seeing me broken. No, I would watch, I would wait, and when the time was right, I would leave her in a silence so permanent she would never forget it. Morning came. She kissed me on the cheek, pretending. Her lips were soft, practiced, almost rehearsed. I watched her pack her bag. She smiled at me like nothing had changed. But I heard the echo of that message in her voice. Same place, tomorrow. I played along. I made her breakfast. Coffee, black, just the way she liked. She laughed at some meaningless joke I told, and I wondered, how many times had she laughed like that for him? The details began to surface, subtle cracks in her performance. The extra time at work, the perfume she didn't wear for me, the sudden urge to guard her phone as if it were a lifeline. I wasn't in denial, I wasn't blind, I was documenting. Every gesture, every hesitation, every lie disguised as routine. I wasn't her husband anymore, I was her shadow, recording her downfall before she even knew it was coming. I started small. A glance at her unlocked phone when she showered, a credit card bill with dinners I hadn't shared, receipts tucked into her purse from places she'd never mentioned. I didn't confront her, not yet. I wanted the truth laid bare, irrefutable. I ordered a DNA kit, not because of doubt in my children, there were none, because I wanted a sample from her hair, her toothbrush, something I could trace against his if I needed to. My mind was already playing a longer game than she could imagine. I tracked her drives, quietly installed a GPS device under her car. Her destinations betrayed her, not offices, not meetings, hotels, apartments. Every breadcrumb led me closer to the truth. But the strangest part was how calm I remained. My colleagues noticed nothing. My friends saw no difference. Inside, I was boiling, but on the surface, I was marble. I knew patience was my sharpest weapon, and every night, as she curled into me, whispering goodnight, I listened to the sound of a stranger's voice hidden in her silence. The evidence came in a neat envelope: phone records, hotel receipts, photos from a private investigator I hired in the shadows. There it was, her betrayal in black and white. Timestamps, dates, images of her in another man's arms, smiling in a way I hadn't seen in years. I didn't rage, I didn't tremble. I simply placed the folder on the dining table one evening. She walked in, tired, rehearsing her lies. She saw the folder, saw the photos spilling out. Her face collapsed, color drained. She stuttered my name, reaching for excuses that dissolved in her throat. I didn't raise my voice. I asked one question: how long? She broke. Tears, apologies, desperate explanations. I listened like a doctor listening to a patient's heartbeat, detached, precise. When she tried to touch me, I stepped back. And in that silence, she realized I was already gone. I packed that night, suitcases lined against the wall, methodical, each folded shirt a quiet statement of finality. She begged, fell to her knees, promised change, swore it was over. I didn't argue, didn't accuse. I simply said, I won't interfere with your happiness. The calmness shattered her more than anger ever could. When I walked out the door, she screamed my name into the night. I didn't look back. The echo of her desperation was the only goodbye I needed. And just like that, I erased myself from her life. 5 years. That's how long it took. I built a new life in silence, success, stability, a world where her name carried no weight. But fate isn't without irony. I saw her again, by chance. Time hadn't been kind. She looked hollow, worn. The man she betrayed me for was gone, leaving her with nothing but regret carved into her face. She saw me too. Her lips parted as if to speak, but I kept walking. No pause, no acknowledgement. Just the ghost of who I used to be brushing past her in the crowd. In that moment, I realized my revenge had never been the evidence or the confrontation or even the leaving. It was this, her seeing me whole, untouchable, while she drowned in the ruins of her choices. And I walked away with the same silence I had left her in years ago. Cold, final, unforgettable.